Welcome back to Connect with Christina. Excited to introduce my friend, Dr. Noe Carranza.
Hello, Christina. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's going to be fun today. I waited a while for this one. Can you share with everyone first the name of your clinic so I don't mess that up?
Synergy Spine and Sport.
And where is it again?
91st Avenue in McDowell.
And before I get to the juicy stuff, what all do you do there?
So we do, we're multidisciplinary, so we do chiropractic care. We have a medical facility also, Elite Medical, and then we do physical therapy through Synergy Spine and Sport.
But you do more because I see people with amazing like looking skin and things. What's
Can't
up
tell
with
you
that?
any names, but yes. We have Pure Radiance as well, which is our med spa. And then Stem Era, which is our stem cell harvesting company as well.
That's kind of a big deal. How did you even get into that one?
So through Pure Radiance, we do lipo. Dr. Cynthia, who is my partner, does chin lipo and lipo in other regions of the body as well. So we were approached with an opportunity to dive into stem cell harvesting, and it just kind of made sense. We're already doing the procedure. Why not take a patient's adipose tissue or their fat tissue and then make stem cells out of it?
But then on the stem cell, what do you mean you already are doing it from that process?
So we already do lipo, right, through Pure Radiance, but through Stem Era, what we're able to do, or what we do, the process is we'll harvest fat from the patient. So we take 2 tablespoons of fat, and then we freeze it, ship it same day or overnight to a lab that we work with, and they will create 25 vials of your own stem cells. And obviously, regenerative medicine is the future, right? But the cool thing about this is that you and any first-degree blood relative can use your stem cells. So your parents, your siblings, your kids can all use your stem cells.
So you're saying the more fat you extract, the more stem cells.
Man, I don't know.
Is that pretty affordable? Is there like a plan for it? Because obviously when people hear this, they'll be like, because I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't cheap, right? So there, it's, I guess people could call it expensive, but so is not being healthy.
Correct.
Right. I mean, when I converse with people about it, I say, look, it's an investment for your family at the end of the day, because again, anybody can use your stem cells.
Really is.
And the really cool thing is that once, let's just say you use 20 of those vials, once you get down to about 5 vials, they'll just go make more vials of your own stem cells. So it's an endless process.
Sign me up.
Let's do it.
But do you one, educating them, because I mean, I didn't know that, that was happening at your office. But do you have like those care plans or it's just straight cash? Just asking for a friend.
Yeah, we have financing options available for people.
There you go, guys. Financing.
Yeah, financing options. It is self-pay, of course, but yeah, we do have those options available for people.
I like what you said, too, about like how define expensive, because hospitals are expensive.
Right.
Not taking care of yourself is expensive, and not having option to have that is also expensive.
Yeah, definitely. And you see a little bit of a shift right now in people getting away from traditional insurance companies and kind of financing their own insurance, if you would, right? There's a lot of doctors that have programs now where it's like a subscription base. You pay a monthly fee and then you can come into the doctor as many times as you want. So people are having a little bit of a mindset shift.
That is definitely new.
Yeah, and they're taking that initiative, which I think is good, right?
And we needed that.
Yeah, we do need that, but people are more open-minded. They're caring more about their health. And again, regenerative medicine is really big, PRP and stem cells.
So once they have this vial, right, like just as an example, like what would they need it for then? Once it's stored and you're like, okay, I'm going to need it for this family member or myself for XYZ. What would be an example?
So we use it in the med spa space for facial treatments, for hair growth.
That's a big one. Sorry, don't get me started.
Men and women for sexual health, the O and the P shot. And
the what?
The O and the P shot.
Okay.
So for women's, the O shot, and then for men's, the P shot, where you inject stem cells in that region for sexual health.
What? Yeah. Justin, are you hearing this? See, more people need to know about this stuff.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask the pain of that, but no, I'm just kidding.
There's numbing creams.
Wait, am I missing anything else at your office? That's why I'm like so intrigued, because I'm like, I know there's so much more that you do.
Yeah, well, on the medical side with stem cells, there's for pain, joint injections, IV pushes, and then we're partnered with somebody that will do the spinal injections as well.
Question: do you guys do Botox?
Of course, we do Botox. Botox.
Asking again for a friend.
Yeah, Botox, fillers, threads, EndoLift. I'm not sure if you know what EndoLift is.
No, what is
Pretty
it?
neat. It's a little microfilament that goes underneath the skin. I've done it myself. I've had it done. Dr. Cinta did it on me. I can share that as well. But basically, kind of she goes in and out of certain regions, and that will help burn fat and tighten skin.
What have you guys come up with cellulite?
Well, there's a lot of options, right? I mean,
Big across cellulite.
Dr. Cynthia would be the best person to converse with that.
We'll have her next.
Yeah,
but,
we'll have her next,
but you guys have something around that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I, maybe not Adriana because she's just gifted, but I swear after you hit like a certain age, it's like, oh, hey, what are you doing there?
Yeah, no, definitely, of course. And obviously we want to take care of our bodies, and the big point being people care about how they look, right?
Well, when you feel good, right?
Yeah.
And vice versa, you look good, you feel good, you also somehow it affects your entire like being, and you show up a nicer person.
Yeah, I mean it becomes a mindset.
Yeah.
Right? Like it changes your mindset. You feel better, your actions are better, you're typically more positive, and then that allows you to pour into other people, which has a snowball effect,
Right.
and creates multiple layers of positivity, and it just can become endless, really.
Yeah, I kind of like that, and pretty much like with all the combination things of what you guys are doing. On the other side, you're helping people make them feel better after a car accident, but then you have all this regenerative medicine and wellness. And especially because you're on the other side of town, which is what again?
91st Avenue, McDowell.
Yeah.
So West Phoenix. Yeah, 101 in the I-10.
I say that because I'm in Dubai over there in East Mesa for now. So before all of this, like what were you into before? How did you get here? Like what's your background? Are you a native?
Yeah, born and raised here.
That's rare.
Yeah.
Rare.
Yeah, there's far and few of us now, it seems like. But yeah, born and raised here, graduated from NAU up in Flagstaff, and then went to San Jose, California, got my doctorate out there, and then came back and opened up my practice 14 years ago now. Well, we'll be 14 years in June. But, rented space out of another doc's office, and then slowly grew, and now we've grown into what we are, which I'm thankful for, and obviously have plans of future growth. But it's been fun. It's been exciting. Obviously challenges, right? But we do a wide variety of things and are able to help not only the personal injury industry, but 60% of our patient base is PI. The other 40% is health insurance and self-pay.
That's a really good setup.
Yeah. And my goal was always to create a multidisciplinary approach to patient care, right? Having different fields work together to do best for the patient.
Ultimately, like get to the highest, like feeling better.
Right.
So it's good you guys are out there helping our people.
Yeah.
But your journey though, like, was it pretty easy? Did you, you mentioned some struggles, but like, because you graduated, you opened something immediately, or did you work for someone?
No, I opened my practice immediately.
That's impressive.
So I was out there grinding and networking and trying to, seeing one patient a day, and it's like, oh my gosh, how do I make this work? But I just kept pushing through, kept connecting with people and telling people what I did. But it's funny because I got into PI because of Ben Miranda. Not sure if you know who Ben Miranda was or who he is, but
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he passed now, but I used to be part of a group, an organization called the United Latino Business Coalition, which was a foundation that aimed at helping and supporting minority and women-owned businesses. So I became part of that group, and Ben Miranda was a speaker at one of our events. And he talked about car accident victims and personal injury and all that stuff. And I said, okay, let me talk to this guy. So after our meeting, I went and conversed with him for about 15 minutes. And he said, hey, you know what? Come to my office tomorrow. And I did. I had all the time in the world, right? Went to his office, talked to him about what I did and where I come from. And he told me his story. But he said, this is what you need to get into. You need to take care of people, and people need to know who you are. And I said, great, thanks. Thank you for the talk. And the crazy thing is the next day he sent me 3 patients, 3 PI patients.
I appreciate people like that.
Yeah. And it's like, oh,
that's
okay,
what it's about.
So this is what we have to do. You know what I mean? This is how we have to go about helping people and connecting as well.
In that, like I said, coming back, there has to, you mentioned it earlier, Justin, you'll cut my blah, blah, blah. But like, what would be some of the struggles at all, if any, that you feel like it helped you be you now? Because you're obviously like successful, you are in a position to help others now and things like that. But was there anything at all, would you say, that helped shape that?
I mean, I guess your general struggle in business, right? As a provider running your own practice, first and foremost, that they don't teach you how to run a business in school. You kind of have to figure that out as you go, or be dependent on your circle to teach you some of that. So going through struggles with that, navigating that whole world. But I would say, other than that, just having to constantly market yourself, especially when it comes to personal injury. That's why I'm thankful that we don't do just personal injury. Mm-hmm. But what I see a lot is that, you go and market, you network, and it gets you busier, right? It gives you more opportunities. And so now you grind in the office, you see patients, and things get slower. So now you go through the cycle where you go market, then you go work, and it kind of goes back and forth. So that was a struggle that I kind of had to figure out and partner with people that helped us with marketing at times. Thankfully, now I've hired on another provider, which gives me the opportunity to, one, be here, right? Which, again, thank you, but also put your face out there more. I think that was one of the problems that, not necessarily a problem, but something that I didn't really do. Other people marketed for us, and I didn't really put my name out there as much, or my face.
And I bet, and I know this will resonate with people, because you can be the most amazing doctor, right? But then you slowly have to figure out, like, oh my gosh, well, how will people know that I'm awesome if I'm not marketing?
Yeah.
Showing up to crazy happy hours.
Yeah. No.
I'm just kidding.
I think one of the other things that we struggled for a bit was kind of our systems in terms of, pushing records out quickly and getting everything out to attorneys or insurance companies or what have you, so that there isn't a hiccup in the system, any delay in cases and whatnot. But we've figured that out. We've put systems in place, and our operations are a lot better and execute very well now to make sure that everything that's needed gets out quickly.
Well, you definitely put in your time, and obviously you're respected, and that's why people work with you. Are you 35 or are you 40, Adriana? Do we know?
I'm 25. No, I'm 41. I'm 41.
You're 41.
But
okay.
I have Dr. Cynthia to thank for that if I look younger.
Yes. I know Dr. Cynthia's just doing this thing where you're making people look like they're part Filipino when they're not, like Adriana. Like, she looks 25. Mm. Because you grew up here, right? So try to think back. Like, what was your childhood like here?
What was my childhood like?
Because you're 41. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. So I kind of have an idea. But what was that like? Thank you. That's why you're my producer.
No, I mean, it was great. Life was more simple, of course. Adulting is, I tell people adulting is overrated. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. Adulting is, it's good. It's fun, right? But I don't know. I was raised really old school, really old fashioned. We grew up doing landscaping. So my father and his brothers, that's what they did. And I remember I was probably 10 years old when I started going to work every summer, every weekend, outside in that hot sun, doing landscaping,
So you learned how to work hard early.
Yeah, very hard. But it taught me a lot, right? And I'm thankful for it. And yeah, I actually did that all through undergrad until I left for chiro school. When we were up at NAU, I remember we'd go up to school on Monday, and then we drive down, work Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday, and drive back Monday. I went to school with my brother.
Wow, and still get good grades and pass.
Yeah, and have a good time, of course, right? So
I'm curious on the cartoon you watch, because 41. What was your cartoon? I know it wasn't Garfield, because you're not that old.
No, I didn't even have cable. We just had the antenna, we had Channel 8, and I would watch The Simpsons at night on Channel 10.
Okay.
But, oh man, Channel 8, what was on? Franklin, maybe? A turtle. Watch Simpsons, Seinfeld, and MASH.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Seinfeld's awesome.
What do you remember most about like your childhood? Which is, I'm older than you, so I'll just say our childhood. What sticks out to you now that it's 2026?
What sticks out to me about my childhood?
Yeah, like, or maybe the question is like, what from that era would you bring to now? Because now we're like, our era is like half digital, half analog, you know? Like, because that transition happened after. So would it be, like, for me, I would say like, I don't want to be a hypocrite because Facebook and Instagram, it's such a huge tool to like for businesses and things, but you have to balance it out because it can consume you. And then also like, you know, back then there's no such thing. So you're just always in the moment.
For sure. Get rid of technology in a sense, right? I know progress is necessary, but I think that's the biggest killer of creativity, right? And also of time. I feel like time just flies by now because people are so stuck not only in their phones but doing something, right? And you're not given the opportunity. You don't give yourself the opportunity to form new memories, to go new places, to meet new people, and it all becomes a cycle where it's a blur, you know? So are you really living life? Not really. You know, you're just doing things that you have to do. You go to work Monday through Friday, and on Saturday and Sunday, Saturday you're going to soccer games all day, and Sunday you're going to soccer games all day. And then it's like, well, you're just a robot, right? But part of that is the fact that we're always on the go, you know. Grinding all the time. And, you know, every free time that you have, it's just... There's
a name for that when you get stuck. So I wish I could get stuck, but it's like our phones for, you know, it's like work stuff. And with me, Kevin really is like, okay, no more phones, you know?
Yeah.
But what is it called when you're like stuck? It's like a vortex of like, somebody said it. And I'm like, what is that called? I'll get to that.
Like rotting where you're just...
Yes. Thank you. Sorry, I got so excited.
You're just rotting, yeah.
Yes, I heard that the other day. I'm like, God, I'm not with it anymore.
Oh, yeah. No, it's funny, you know. And I tell people all the time, too, you know, some of the girls that work for us, you know, don't get so caught up in your likes and who's commenting or who's giving you a little heart or whatever, because the majority of those people are probably on the toilet. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Well, the big thing now is like, so one, you remember when we were little, or for me, I would hear people like, stop and smell the roses. And then when you're an entrepreneur and you're busy, that is so true. You need to have a moment of, okay, first of all, when is it enough? And then second, to enjoy what you've already done and like, just take the time to like smell the roses. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I have heard that.
And it's like, right, it's true because we just go. So I fortunately have a really amazing husband, and that's what he does. He makes me smell the roses.
Yeah, I think that's very important. You know, we have to take the time to take care of ourselves because you're essentially taking care of yourself, right? And you spend so much time, for example, that helps so many people, pouring into other people. But who pours into you? Thankfully, you have your husband, right?
Right.
I have
and
my wife.
Babies.
You know, but... You know, there's some people that just go and don't ever have anybody, or they don't give those people the opportunity to.
Right. Oh, that's a big one.
You know, so at what point is enough, you know? So I don't know. It's really interesting. But everybody has a dream. Everybody's chasing something.
Yeah.
You know, and that's important too. Like, what's your dream?
Actually, fingers crossed. Okay, hopefully I don't jinx it. But before you got here, I had viewed like this venue, and I had been to a wedding there before. So I'm really praying by the time this airs, we have it. It's not, we're not buying it, we're renting it for like a 7-year term if we get this. But that's like one of the dreams, because I used to dream about how, you obviously know I love events. I love bringing people together, connecting, and I love when like years later they're like, either married or business partners or maybe even have a baby. And it's like, how did you guys meet? Oh, a Christina's event, you know? And that dates back to like property management days. Oh, she was my landlord. Like I have employees who are my tenant in the past. And so that part is just something like I get such great joy from that, right? And so in that space, I'm like, ooh, one day I want to have a venue, because then I can do certain things like hey, there's a little girl. My kids are half Filipino, half Mexican, so I know about quinceañeras. And, my hope or my dream would be that. It's like I could say, hey, like this little girl dreamed about a quinceañera but can't afford it.
Right.
And then I get to donate, the venue. And it's funny because as soon as I was telling my friends, they're like, Christina, just remember, if you do this, you're not charity.
Yeah.
And you can't just give it all away. But that's like when I really wanted that. So hopefully you're my good luck. And then I get to call you and tell you we got it.
Yeah, I hope so too. But that will be your legacy, right? Like how you provide value to people and how you help people. And I think that's important. But I would say reach bigger, go and own the venue if you can, I'll go build it for you because we do that
First,
too.
you have to build our house and then we can do that.
Yeah.
But, on the actual dream would just be that. It's just like, some of my friends that I'm close to, because I ask them all the time. I'm so random that at lunch I will ask you, have you had your colonoscopy? Who asks that? I do, because I care about my friends. And then I'm like, what's your retirement looking like? I have one where he's like, I just want to be on the beach and have a karaoke and pizza, Yeah. So for me, it's just to continue to travel. I want to be very healthy for when I have grandkids.
Right.
Because for me, that's like family is the most important thing to me, But definitely I get great joy from being of service.
Right.
And if how they say like, oh, money's the root of all evil. And I realize that's not true because it's what you do with the money.
Right.
Like if you help people with it and obviously provide for your family. But then on the other side, I do see where it's like the greed is out there too, where I know that we're surrounded with more people that are not all about that, but I've just seen it in other friends or industries where it's like, it's just never enough.
We forget that, at the end of the day, we all leave the same way we got here with nothing, right?
Yes.
And for me, it's like, what legacy do you leave behind? So we have a goal, my wife and I, of starting a foundation, which was her idea, called Voices of Hope. And it's a foundation that essentially aims at helping immigrant children and their families aspire to dream bigger and do more, achieve more. For example, let's just say you work in construction, which there's nothing wrong with working construction, right? But why not own the construction company? In our culture, I feel like we have a limited mindset. We just have to be the workers all the time, and we're aiming to try to change that, at least make a little dent in it, which is hard, but.
Well, and that's needed. So you guys better do that. Obviously have my support.
Yeah, thank you.
But, your last name's Carranza. And then there's Christina Perez. And it just, those are like, if I could say this, like I heard her say how cool it was when it was like Perez construction or Perez landscaping or plumbing. And that it was so like such a big, profound moment when it was like Perez Law Group, Yeah. Because it's like you did that.
Yeah, no.
And you did that. You're a doctor.
Yeah, no, it feels good. It definitely feels good, But for me too, part of that is not getting too caught up in that as well, and not get so consumed by work that you think. Because for me, when I first started practice, I thought, okay, this is my practice. I'm going to do this for 30 years, and maybe my kids will do it someday. This is what I want. And now I see things completely different. Like I just fell in love with my own business, which is great. Because
it doesn't feel like work. You're literally helping people.
Right. But what I should have done is saw it from more of like a business standpoint, I guess. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. But basically, build it, grow it, and then sell it and go do something else that you want to do. Mm-hmm. Or you can go and do it all over again. Right. And that's kind of what we're aiming for now with certain things that we got in the pipeline through other industries and other companies, where it's like, yeah, love what you do and do good, but don't get stuck in it because that, in a sense, can limit you too.
Yeah, no, for sure. So when you're not Dr. Carranza, what do you do? What are your hobbies? What makes you happy?
Real estate makes me happy. We do a lot of real estate. We won't get too much into that, but we do fix and flips, ground up builds, a lot of, my goal is to build affordable living communities of tiny homes in Maricopa County, to have at least five communities. We're currently working on developing one. But apart from real estate, basketball is my go-to. Still play basketball.
You can hoop?
Yeah, I can hoop. I actually play in a Filipino basketball league.
Oh my God! What is it called?
It's through what is it? The Phil-Am League with Bong and Moises. I think you know them.
Yeah, I sponsor that league.
Oh, well, there you go. Thank you.
So you're part of my.
That's right. We even go to Vegas tournaments out there with those.
So do you know Sonny?
Sonny.
So Moises, he's awesome.
Yeah, I know a lot of those guys.
Have you seen him play ball? Can you dunk?
No. I'm only 5'10". Come on now. And I'm 41 now, so that's
hey, all that PRP for the knee. Okay, so you love basketball.
Right.
Okay. And then what do you do with the family that you love the most?
It's honestly just quality time. A lot of it with the kids. My kids are 6 and 4.
They're still babies.
They're small, we waited a while, but honestly, just the little things, play with my daughter, with her Barbies and all that, dress up. And then my son is Nerf guns and basketball, so it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Mine are older. So I used to remember when I would work, because I was in property management, I would come home so tired and I would see a trail so I would be like, oh my God, like washing dishes. I'm so tired. But I knew I appreciated that, the mess, the loud, the noise, because I knew the day would come when it would be so quiet, it's deafening. And that's slowly like my reality, because, they're older. And I'm like, I miss that, know? So, and it's like, your house is not a model for other people to see. It's a home for them to have memories and things like that.
Well, and it goes by so fast, too. You think you're going to have forever, and before you know it, they're teenagers and don't want anything to do with you, So I could totally understand.
Are you going to have more?
No, we're good.
Twins?
We're good. No, we're good. We're good. You got a boy and a girl.
So, and this is, I know I can feel Justin over there. We're almost coming to an end, but we'll extend it a little bit. So you're going to hate me for this question, but I always have to ask.
Sure.
Can you leave messages for the baby, the two kids, and Karina too?
All of them together?
Nope, one by one.
You made me get emotional.
You're doing good.
Well, to Karina, my wife, I would tell you that I love you very much, and I thank you for the support that you bring me. I know I'm not perfect, but I strive to, I aim to, and I thank you for everything that you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. Honestly, absolutely everything. I used to think that, being at home, it's like, oh, okay, you got all the time in the world, and you get a day with the kids by yourself, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't, But no, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I love you, and I don't know how I could do it without you. To my daughter, Ileana, you're... Sorry.
Take your time, Doc.
Sorry, I get a little emotional. No, it's
that love is such a gift. You're so blessed.
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
I would tell Ileana that I love her very much also. It was hard with Ileana. She was our first, but she had a lot of, not a lot of health issues, but she had very bad eczema when she was young, a lot of food allergies. It was difficult, it was difficult to see her whole body covered in a rash, and not finding a solution, being turned away from providers because you chose not to vaccinate your kid, and then having to, it was hard because it was during COVID, and we got to a point where we had to make her formula ourselves using goat milk.
Wow.
So we found that through a naturopath. But we made it through, she's a lot better. But It's hard because now she's afraid to try new things, to eat new things. But we're getting through it. But
that family unit.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I love her with all my heart. I would gladly do it all over again. But
and what do you wish for her when she grows up? Imagine she'll see this 10 years later.
Peace, peace, and just knowing that we try to do everything we could to make it as best as we could for them. So,
that's awesome.
For my son, I mean, I love him with all my heart too. He's a ball of joy.
And as a man, what would you wish for him in his future?
I would wish for him to be respectful, responsible, and do the right thing, especially in the world that we're growing up in or that we live in. As a man, I would say, hey, look, it's okay to make mistakes, but always make it right. Always admit you're wrong and be honest. If you have to burn your house down, then you burn your house down, figuratively speaking. But at least you did the right thing.
Right. And lastly, your parents.
Well, I couldn't have done it without them,
How old are they?
My parents, my mom.
What's her name?
Maria Lourdes Carranza.
Wow,
Yeah.
She sounds like a telenovela. Teleserie.
So my mom will be, February she'll be 66. And then my father this year will be 70. Yeah. But I would tell them, thank you. I grew up very old-fashioned, disciplined very hard. You tell people some stories and be like, oh my gosh, that's child abuse, but
I think that's all of our generations.
Yeah. No, I tell people, and maybe I shouldn't tell a story, But yeah, no, it's funny is my mom used to, when we misbehaved, my mom had a little box of sand in the corner and you had to kneel in that box for 30 minutes.
You had to what?
Kneel.
Okay, you'd think I'd be surprised. No, trust me, I am aware.
Yeah, no, and but now, hey, I got PRP and stem cells. We're good.
Oh my God.
No, but yeah, I couldn't do it. My mom held it down at home with me and my two older brothers. My sister is 9 years younger than me, so she came later on. She had it easy, she's the only girl. But no, I thank her for the discipline and the structure she brought to our lives and everything that she taught us, even till this day. And to my father, thank you for teaching me. To be honest, the hard work, that work ethic. And I know I hated it going out there to work every summer, but it taught us a lot, and I'm extremely thankful for that.
Yeah, and look at you now.
Yeah.
And our very last one, and you can go back when you're out of here. What would you tell the young Noe Carranza?
Keep going. Just keep going. It's all possible, You're that little Mexican kid that does landscaping and you have a big dream, go do it. I'm thankful that we're just, in my eyes, we're barely getting started. But I hope today I am the hero of that kid, and I hope in 10 years that person is my hero right now. And I hope I've made that person proud.
There's so much more to you, but thank you for making time. I know you're so busy, and we'll, come back for the other stuff. I want you to let everyone know, though, how to get a hold of your clinic, who to call, to schedule, because I'll definitely be a patient. Yeah, well, through Synergy Spine and Sport for everything, related to, your body. If it hurts, we can probably take care of it, You need a tagline. Yeah. Oh, we got your back. Yeah, there you go. Hey. You can reach us at 623-252-1512 or our IG handle is Synergy Spine and Sport. Check it out. It's pretty fun. We do some crazy things on social media. The social media team keeps us busy. And then through Pure Radiance, it's at Pure Radiance Phoenix. Just follow us. We'll put it up here too. But he's not joking. Coming from me, I enjoy his content. They are doing all the trends, and I am here to see it. So good job.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate it.
congratulations for everything. And congratulations for having Adriana on the team too.
Yeah, no.
Find me
Blessing
a
for
clone.
sure.
But until next time, thanks, Dr.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.